Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I got asked to make this video just to give you a bit more information on certain cosmetic procedures. Basically, I get asked sometimes about things like Botox. I've talked about the fact that I've had Botox before. It's no secret. There's no shock horror she's had Botox. I think you can normally tell when somebody's had Botox. A lot of people might not admit it, but I'm really honest. I'm probably too honest sometimes. I'm quite happy to talk about my feelings or anything that I've had done. I've talked about my love life, I've talked about my careers, I've talked about my weight loss, I've talked about IVF. I'm a sharer. I'm not bothered about talking about things that other people might find embarrassing to talk about, or they might feel ashamed of, or they might be fearful of being judged. I'm not bothered. I am who I am. So I'm quite happy to be open and honest. So what I thought I would do, rather than just be about Botox, I thought this would be a little chit chat type video, so a bit of a story time as they call it on YouTube, and I thought I'd just talk you through different procedures that I have had, and also things that people think I've had and I haven't had. So we'll start with the very first thing that I had. So I've done things like tattoos and had my nose pierced and all those things when I was younger. I've actually got a really big tattoo on my belly button, so God knows what that's going to look like now I'm pregnant with twins, so that'll be interesting. So the first thing that I had done was a breast augmentation and an uplift. So some people know that, some people don't. It's not a secret, I don't hide it. I certainly didn't have it to get them out. I don't wear padded bras. I very rarely wear really revealing clothes. At the moment, they're absolutely massive from pregnancy hormones, so I can't really hide it. But like today, you know, they're covered. So the reason I ended up having a breast augmentation is because I lost 3 stone in 3 months. My boobs were literally sweeping the floor. So imagine getting a sock and putting a snooker ball in the bottom of a sock. That was what my boobs were like. So they were just like that. So whenever I took my bra off or I was lying down, they'd end up underneath my armpits. Now for a young girl, because I was really young at the time, it absolutely destroyed my confidence. Losing weight was fantastic and that really helped with my confidence, but I wouldn't get undressed unless it was pitch black in front of anybody. I'd always feel really uncomfortable just going to like the beach and things like that. I'd have to wear really like uplifting bras, and it actually kept me in a relationship for a while that I knew wasn't right for me, because I was just too scared or embarrassed at the thought of meeting someone new and having to show them my boobs. So yeah, it was something that affected me a lot. Now, I'm all for doing anything that makes you happier. I'm not saying that any girl should go out and get a boob job. That is not it. It was just what was right for me. Now, I'm a very strong-willed person, and if I say I'm doing something, I'll do it. So I told my parents at the time that I was going to get a boob job, and they were like, what? And obviously for your dad, it's probably not a very nice conversation to have. I was like, look, I'm going to pay for it myself. I'm going to book it in and I'm having it. So basically, I'm doing it. So my friend and I actually booked it in together. She wanted to have an uplift because she had a breast reduction. So we both decided to go and have a consultation first of all. Now this was a long time ago now. So I'm talking like back when I was really, really young. Well, not really, really young. I don't know. I don't even know how old I was. I've had them probably about 12 years. Probably even longer than that, to be honest. So I was quite young. But anyway, we went for the consultation and they were like, yeah, you're definitely a candidate for it. And they explained that I would have to have the uplift because there was so much loose skin. So I was cool with that. It meant it was more expensive. It meant you ended up with an anchor scar because they have to remove your nipple and re-sew it. So it is quite a big procedure. And once we decided we were going to have it done, they actually pick you up, which is just the most amazing service. And you have the operation. When you first come round, you don't feel great. I am not good with going under. I'm not very good with anaesthetic. So I was being sick. I'd ordered my dinner and I was starving, and I had like 1 mouthful of this jacket potato and I ended up being sick. So it wasn't very nice. We stayed overnight. The next day, felt all right. They dropped us home. This was the hospital group, but I'll talk to you a bit more about that in a minute. So yeah, they dropped us home, and then basically recovery, you just have to sit up a lot. It feels like an elephant is sat on your chest. That's the best way I can describe it. So you feel a lot of pressure. You have to wear like sports bras and things with a zip, so you're not having to constantly, you know, take your clothes off. I did have to have a little bit of help with the recovery. The boyfriend that I was with at the time was really good. I had dissolvable stitches, and once I kind of saw a bit of the stitch, and that made me faint, so that wasn't very nice. But yeah, I got them done for me, and I've never been one to be like, oh, look at my boobs, like I've had a boob job. Loads of people don't even know, because they were very natural. I always had big boobs, so I always had big boobs, and then when I lost weight I was just left with hardly anything. So all I did was put back what I had, but they were just more pert. So yeah, so I had that. Now the reason why I'm not going to recommend the hospital group is years and years later the PIP thing hit, didn't it? And it hit the press, and I had to ring up, and I found out that that's what I had. So I've got PIP implants, which is fantastic. So I actually got them checked. I've had them scanned. They've never leaked. Everything is absolutely fine. As long as they don't burst or leak, they're pretty safe. I can have them replaced, but I would have to pay for the surgery and just get the implants for free. So I think that's pretty rubbish, really. So I did take them to court, and I won. So it was a very long process. A lot of people did it, and yeah, it went through the French courts. And I won, and I did get a payout, so that's quite nice, considering they put yeah, PIP implants in me. But they've done me no harm, and I was so happy with them after I had them done. I've never ever worn anything backless. I've never been able to wear like harness bras or anything, and my confidence just transformed. I've never been the sort of person to love myself. I'm not like that at all. You ask any of my friends, I'm actually quite insecure. I always think that I, you know, can look dreadful, and they're like, no Nicola, you look fine. When you've had a weight problem, that never really leaves you. So yeah, I'm confident, as in I'm confident in my abilities, and I know I've got a brain, and I can speak in front of people and things like that. That doesn't bother me, but I certainly don't think I'm perfect by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, it was just something that I needed to do for me, and I don't regret it. And if it's something that you think will make you happy, go for it, but do your research and go somewhere good. I was really young. I made the decision pretty fast, and yeah, maybe that wasn't the best thing to do. I would go on recommendation. That's what I would do. So I had that, and then the next thing that I had then was Botox. So loads of people were getting Botox. I'm quite lucky because my mum looks really good for her age, and so does my nan. I've got quite good genes when it comes to my skin. Never really suffered with spots or acne or anything like that. So I'm really lucky, actually. So I had Botox a couple of years ago. I first started having it, and it was more as a preventative. So I just didn't want to get more wrinkles as I got older. So that's what a lot of people use Botox for. Now, I've tried loads of different types of Botox, and I've tried loads of different people, and I've now finally found somebody that I absolutely love. She is fantastic. So if you're local to sort of Warwickshire and you're considering having Botox, I would highly recommend that you go to Bank Aesthetics, and that's in Kenilworth. So I'll pop a link below to her website. I'm purely doing this off my own back. I'm not sponsored by any of these people. I pay for my treatment, so it's nothing to do with any of that. It's just I get asked quite a lot, especially since I've talked about it on my last makeup video. So the Botox, people say, does it hurt? No, not really. It honestly is just like a little prick, like a little pinch. I don't think it hurts, but I have got quite a high pain threshold. So yeah, I don't think it hurts, but most people I know that have had it done don't think it hurts. So you can have it in various areas. You can have it kind of like here to stop a frown. You can have it up here to make sure you've got no lines, and you can have it around your eyes to get rid of any crow's feet. Now, for me, I am not gonna lie, I bloody love it. I love Botox. I think it's amazing. I'm 37, as you know, and it's definitely helped me to delay the signs of aging. I'm not saying people should have Botox. There's a whole like body positivity thing at the moment where you should be happy in the skin that you're in. And while I agree with that, and I think it's amazing what those people are doing, I also think you shouldn't judge people that do want to do things like that. It's an individual choice. So, you know, I'd rather not get comments on this video from people that don't agree with it, because that's cool, that's your opinion, but it's what I wanted to do for me, and it's really got nothing to do with anybody else. So if it makes you happy, great. If you don't want to do it, brilliant, don't do it, that's great. You probably won't be watching this video anyway if you're not into that sort of thing. So yeah, basically it takes 2 weeks to kick in once you've had it done. Prices vary. 2 areas is normally around 200 quid, 3 areas maybe 250, but it lasts for such a long time, and no cream that you can buy will do what Botox does. And when I look at photos and I've just had it done, I just think I look so much better. And the thing is, when you don't have it, for me, I look quite tired, and I just don't feel as good as when I do have it. So it's just one of those things, like, if you're happy with your face as it is, great. If you're not, maybe give it a go. Obviously I'm pregnant now, so I can't have it. So all the way through my IVF and since I've been pregnant, I've not had Botox. So it is starting to wear off a little bit, like I can frown now and I've got quite a lot of movement over here. But like I said, my skin wasn't bad anyway. I never really had loads of wrinkles. I had a few crow's feet and I had probably like a tiny little line here, but I didn't really have wrinkles, so it was more just to stop getting wrinkles. So the thing that I love about Bank, and the thing that I absolutely love about Maria, is how professional she is. The thing is with Maria, she uses the best quality Botox. I've been to other people before. I've had some really lovely ladies. A lady called Carmen was really lovely. I've just settled with Bank just because I really like the vibe, I really like the salon, I really like Maria. When I went, she did the most fantastic consultation. She talked to me about the history of Botox, and she did the before and after pictures and all of that, and I just found it lasted the longest out of anything I've ever had. So I just love her. I just think she's absolutely amazing. So when you go, make sure you say that Nikki Ryan recommended you, just so she knows, you know, where you've come from, and yeah, she'll look after you, trust me. So other things that I've had done, so I've had microblading. So years ago I had my eyebrows microbladed. A couple of places I went to were absolutely awful, and then the best place I've ever been to is the White House Clinic, and that's by a girl called Zara. Zara is smashing it at the moment. She's doing so well. She's winning loads of awards. She's training people now. She is like the creme de la creme of eyebrows. She's the eyebrow queen. And now sadly, when I was having my IVF, well, not sadly, because obviously IVF's more important, but when I was having my treatment, and when I was in my 2-week wait, and now I'm pregnant, I can't have microblading. So as soon as I have the babies and I'm ready, I'll be going back to see Zara, and I'll be having my my brows done. So other things I've tried but never ever had done again. So once, because I really hate my nose, and I pointed it out in another video, people are like, your nose is fine. I don't like it. I've always thought it was big. I guess it's from when you're young and you get called names and stuff. It's kind of stuck. And also I had my nose broke when I was younger, so I've got like a bump in my nose. And I kept seeing on Instagram, and this is the danger of social media, isn't it? I kept seeing on Instagram the new in thing was a nose job but using filler. And I was like, oh, do I, don't I? Like, I've hated my nose for so long. Shall I, shan't I? How can it make it look better? Surely it's just going to make it look bigger. And I really didn't know what to do. So I thought, okay, I've got nothing to lose. My husband did not want me to do it. He's really against like changing your face basically, because he's like, Nicola, I fell in love with that face. That's the face that I, you know, saw and instantly fell in love with. And I'm like, oh, that's so nice. But you know, it's my face, and I just think, you know, if you want to try it, I know what I'm like. As soon as I've got something in my head, I need to do it. So I thought I'll go and try it. And basically all they do is they just inject like a little bit of filler into your nose, and it's to smooth the bump out of your nose. It was all right. Didn't really notice much difference. Initially there was a bit of a difference, but that's all gone now. Filler disintegrates if you don't keep having it. It disintegrates. So yeah, it was quite a lot of money, and I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't do it again. I have asked about rhinoplasty. So I know quite a lot of people that have had nose jobs. I think with celebrities it's kind of put me off a little bit now, you know, because a lot of them that have had nose jobs, I'm not sure they look that good. Some of them are too small, some of them have problems with them, and it really does change your face, doesn't it? So I'm not sure how I feel about it. I know people that have had it and they look absolutely amazing, but yeah, I'm not sure. And to be honest now, like, God, my priority is going to be having these babies and looking after these babies. I'm sure I will not care what my nose looks like. So I think the older you get, sometimes the more you think, oh, do you know what, stop being ridiculous. So yeah, I've not gone down that route. Other things, I don't have lip fillers, so people ask me if I've had lip fillers. I tried it once, a tiny bit. I had 1/2 ml, and the only reason I did it was because I've got one side of my lip longer than the other, so one side of my lip just hangs down slightly, and while I was having my brows done, at the time Zara's sister worked at the same clinic, and she does things like fillers and Botox and stuff like that, and she said, if you want, while you're here, I'll just put a little bit in to like even your lips. And I was like, oh, all right then. So I didn't really think about it. And yeah, I bruised quite badly, which a lot of people do. My husband didn't like it. He's not keen on lips. I think they can look good and they can look really bad. I think people go a little bit too far sometimes with lip fillers. That's just my personal opinion. Again, it doesn't matter what I think. If it makes them happy and they love them, fine, you know. That's the main thing, isn't it? It's just not for me. That's not something that for me. So no, I wouldn't get that done again either. So nose filler, lip filler, nah. And then what else? And then once again, a while ago, I did just get a little bit on these lines here. It didn't really do anything, didn't really make that much difference. Not fussed about that. It's not something I would recommend, or it's not something I'd bother with again, to be honest. And I've got quite big cheeks anyway, so I wouldn't inject my face with stuff like that. Fillers are a bit dodgy because basically it's like it goes a bit hard like cement, and it can feel quite lumpy, and they can dislodge. It's not regulated the same as Botox. So yeah, if you do go and get it done, don't just get it done because a celebrity has had it free and they rave about the place they've gone to. They're raving about it because they've had it free. 9 times out of 10, it's some little like backdrop salon where the person isn't necessarily that well qualified. So just do your research again and go somewhere that's good if you do want to have something like that. But yeah, it's not for me. It's not something I would do again. So that's it really. I haven't ever had anything else done. So really it's just the boobs and the Botox. Boobs and Botox, maybe that's what I should have called my blog. So yeah, they're the only things that I have, and I'm cool with people saying, oh, doesn't, you know, she shouldn't be doing that, or oh, you can tell she's had Botox, blah blah. Yeah, and that's the whole reason why I have it. It doesn't bother me what people think. It bothers me what I think and what I see, and people will be like, oh, it's a shame that we live in the day and age where people are doing this. Well, you know, whatever. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. It's personal choice. You know, I look at a lot of people and I can tell they've had work done, but I think, bloody hell, they look good. Like, I can think of somebody now, I don't know if you watch Cheshire Housewives. I absolutely love a load of the girls off Cheshire Housewives. I love Dawn Ward. I think Dawn Ward is absolutely stunning for her age. At the end of the day, they've only enhanced what they've already got. Like, she was already gorgeous. Botox doesn't change what you look like. It just, you know, freezes the aging process. And she looks absolutely incredible. And she's actually got her own clinic now, hasn't she? I think, is it called Sculpt or something? So she's actually got her own clinic. So, and they do all sorts of treatments there. And she's going to be heaved. She's going to be packed. Like, loads of people want to go and they want to improve themselves. So it's fine. Years ago it was quite controversial, but I don't think it is anymore. I think each to their own. So yeah, as long as you do your research, as long as you go somewhere that's credible, then you do you. So that's my little chit chat story time. If you've got any questions at all, feel free to ask me below. If I can help in any way, then I will. So thank you so much for watching, and if you like my videos, then don't forget to subscribe so you get more free videos. If you did enjoy this video, just give it a quick thumbs up, because when people comment or give thumbs up, then you get an indication of what sort of videos people like. I try and produce content that people want to watch, and because I've been asked so much about this, that's the reason why I've done the video. So if you've got any future videos you'd like me to film, or if you've got anything else you want to know, then just give me a shout. So have a great day, guys. Happy flopping.